see me. That's it. And we are now officially live on the website. Hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting. Once again, 18 minutes late past the hour. Tech Disaster Studios seemed to follow us into the Poddemonium Studios. Nothing I could do about it. The entire computer crashed. Sorry. In the meantime, I have been eating my... We've all had Rita's Italian Ice before or anything like that. Well, mine's made of whiskey. Yum, yum, yum. I shit you not. It's a whiskey slushy.
I'm having hot buffalo wings Snyder's.
So hopefully that will not impede the show in any way, shape, or form as far as my my whiskey thing goes. Yeah. So I got nothing else to say, so I think we're going to get shit rolling. We're already a little late, so we'll make it happen. Ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Warning. The host of Little Punch Drunk.
Wait a second. Here we go.
Warning. The hosts of Little Punch Drunk are proud to present to you a show like any other. With that in mind, if you listen to the show, there are no way responsible for any and all side effects that may include insomnia, paranoia, dizziness, lightheadedness, hysteria, acid reflux, heartburn, diarrhea, constipation, narcolepsy, epilepsy, infidelity, gluten, insanity, senility, mental instability, sterility, or any other illity. They also are not responsible for any blindness, sensitivity to light or sound, nightmares, daymares, spontaneous combustion, immaculate conception, loss of sight, taste, or inhibition, telekinesis, paralysis, nor will they take credit for any loss of faith, life, limbs, clothing, dignity, or morals, demonic possession, or sudden change of sexual orientation, ejaculation, or total loss of humor. You should not indulge in Little Punch Drunk if you are pregnant or may become pregnant, breastfeeding, taking any mind-altering medications, or have any heart conditions. If you are experiencing itching, rashes, nausea, blindness, deafness, or loss of sexual appetite, please stop your intake of Little Punch Drunk and call your physician immediately. For the rest of you, thanks for not pussying out. Enjoy the show.
It's time to crack open a cold one because this is a Little Punch Drunk, and I am, of course, Rambo, sitting here with my nice little whiskey Italian Ice sort of concoction. Sitting here with me today, well, not with me today, but joining me via the interwebs, we have whom?
Cameron Reedy.
And why the hell are you on the show?
Cameron Reed, I have to say that was an awesome fucking intro. I was trying not to laugh the whole time.
I do quite enjoy it very much. I wrote that and had a friend of mine do the voiceover for it about 2 years ago, because it's a callback to a drinking game that we all used to play called 50 Clear. And before every 50 Clear, I would read a warning. The proprietors of 50 Clear are, and I knew basically that speech, except I came out with one for the show.
For the rest of you, thanks for not pussying out.
And enjoyed the show. By the way, if at any point in time anyone feels the dire need to join in the show, the number is 484-994-ALPD, and if you're too damn stupid to know what those four little letters mean, it's 484-994-2573. And remember, folks, if you like what you hear tonight, tell your friends. If you hate it, tell your enemies. It's the same damn thing to me.
Right?
Oh, and I forgot. If you're playing the at-home version, from time to time, Rambo bores himself, and if he yawns, we all take a shot.
Fair enough.
So that's the at-home game. Anything else? As I said, and why do I have you on the show today, sir? Well, sort of on the show. Kind of like you're a ghost. You're not even like the head of Jambi in Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse. You're not even a severed head. You're a voice.
I'm a voice in your head. That's all I am.
Hopefully not just mine. Otherwise, this is going to be a really weird show.
This will be a really weird show. Maybe I'm the voice in their bathroom or under their bed. Who knows?
Just keep talking sexy. So how are you today, sir? I mean, we spoke briefly beforehand. Again, he's a comedian. Where are you from, sir?
New Hampshire.
And So we have a comedian from New Hampshire in, and we're going to try and break him into the internet comedy thing. I don't know that this is necessarily the show to do it on, but I had to break him before those bastards at Salty Language got him.
Oh yeah, man.
You talk to Salty Language already, or?
Trust me, my friggin' Salty Language, I've already gotten some flack and been scrutinized for it, but I couldn't care less.
Oh, wait, you were already on their show?
What's up?
You were already on their show?
I've been on several shows.
It's a yes or no. Were you on Salty Language already?
What's up?
Were you on Salty Language already?
No.
Okay, thank God. Because 3 of my last recent guests I booked before Salty Language even knew they existed, and then Salty Language, after I promoted, hey, they're going to come, fucking hit them up and then got them on beforehand, so it pissed me off. Not really. I mean, I love the guys at Salty Language. We dick around all the time, but fucking hell, guys. So I broke him first. I popped his cherry in the Pod Gods Network, I hope. If not, I'll pop any cherry in the Pod Gods Network. Yeah, that's how it goes.
No, I think you're podcast number 9, but I've been on.
But is it in the Pod Gods Network?
Not your network.
Then I don't give a shit. I break a cherry to the Pod Gods Network, and that's what matters to me. Because I'm a whore.
There you go.
But I'm a proud whore. Back
there
to
the
whiskey
I won't
ice.
take that away from you.
There you go. Excuse me. So, with a mouthful of whiskey shavings, hitting the back of my teeth.
Oh shit! There you go.
With a mouthful of whiskey
You
shavings.
don't have fillings.
Oh yeah, no fillings, none. Knock on wood, fucking good teeth. Anyway, we're gonna start with the remedial bullshit. The same crap that I guarantee you've answered 1,000,000 times before. Anytime anybody's ever asked you about what you do, you said, "Oh, well, I do." What got you into comedy in the first place?
And please, it's a very, very short story. Not a whole lot of detail to it.
Your wife, yelled at you in bed, and you said, "Fuck it, I'll be funny instead."
Yeah, pretty much. I was laying next to my wife in bed watching Ron White, who is one of my favorite comedians, and at the end of it, I turned it off, and I looked at my wife, and I said, why not? I'll try it.
See,
and that was literally it. The next day, I looked up a random bar. I went there for their open mic. I got a shot of tequila, and I grabbed the microphone.
You're a better man than me. I've tried the open mics. I've tried doing comedy, and I realized 2 very important things. 1, being on stage as a comedian is not the same as doing a show. And 2, I'm better with other people around. I'm not as good solo. As many of the listeners can attest to, when I do a solo show here, instead of the normal 2-hour episode, it ends up being a 1-hour episode. I'm better with friends to play off of.
Hey, whatever you're... I mean, a lot of comedians, and I mean, don't quote me, because I don't know. I'm saying a lot of comedians as like a general term.
To be fair, also, this is being recorded, so I don't have to quote you. You're saying it.
Oh, fair enough. But a lot of comedians don't like it when the audience shouts things out.
No,
They like the normal, you laugh, you ooh, you ah, you boo, you cheer, you move on.
Actual
That's what
interaction
normal
will screw up the
comedians
flow.
enjoy.
Yeah, actual interaction will screw up the flow. But I will say this, and this is something I said about a month ago on air, because I did an event. Again, I don't know how much you know about me or how much you stalked me before joining me on air. I'm a host and MC for special events here in Orlando. And not this last one I did just a couple weeks ago for the Walking Dead convention, but a few weeks prior to that, I did a big event, and some dumb bitch tried to heckle me while I was doing a stage... And not really a stage show, but at that point I was just trying to announce the next burlesque dancer, and she screams out, "Get off the stage! Stop talking! Turn on the music! I want to dance!" So I pulled her up. We had a dance competition. She got booed off the fucking stage, and as she walks off, I said to her, and I say to all of you, this is a very important lesson in life to learn. Never fuck with the man with the microphone.
There you go. Although I like when audience members, when crowd members shout things out. I do try to warn them. You know, if you're gonna say something negative, just be, you know, negative or positive. I don't care. If it's negative, I'm going to destroy you in front of the rest of the crowd. It's just going to be a series of jokes attacking how dumb you are for trying to be selfish and make the show about you.
Again.
Because I don't give a fuck about you, and neither do they.
Again.
But if you want to shout something out that's positive and try to improve the show and get everyone more bang for their buck, then go ahead. Because my best jokes are improv off of audience reaction.
But again, that just shows you, don't fuck with the man with the mic. Yeah, sure, it may be fun, and it may be welcome at some points and times, but if you're doing it good-naturedly, that's one thing. If you're being a dirty fucking cunt, that's something completely different.
Like, I had one lady stand up and tell me that I shouldn't tell rape jokes, so I told 3 more just to piss her off, and the audience laughed at it, and she didn't say anything again. Like, I've had people walk out on me. I'm going to experience that my entire time as a comedian, because I don't do, you know, PG. I do PG-13. I tell some jokes about everyday life with my wife and my kids and things that people can relate to, and then I go rated R and rated X.
As the late, great George Carlin once said, you can't tell me rape isn't funny. Picture picture Porky Pig raping Elmer Fudd. Why do you think they call him Porky?
There you go.
And before actually, and again, guys, I'm sorry we were a little late today. Reason being, the tech disaster followed me to Pandemonium. The whole system shut down. I don't know why, it just fucking did it. But just before it shut down, I was talking to you, and I said, as I was saying this is when everything shut down. Have you ever wondered what it sounds like when Kermit the Frog tries to date rape somebody? Have you ever thought about it?
No, I have never thought about that, but just thinking about it makes me laugh.
It goes a little something like this. Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. And you know, I'm reminded it's not that easy being green. When you got blue balls, they turn sort of aquamarine. Hey, does this towel smell funny to you? Thud. You know, you're a lot bigger than my last date. I'm gonna have to call a friend. Oh, animal! Woman! 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 No woman! Oh. And that's Muppet Date Rape.
Nice. Nice, nice. Very well constructed.
That came from 3 days of work that equaled up to about 38 hours. Me just being balls tired, still being at work, and I just turned to somebody and I started talking in the Kermit the Frog voice and started doing horrible jokes.
Hey, but you know what? The voice makes it funny, so it doesn't really matter what you're saying. They're still gonna laugh.
To be fair, I was a trained puppeteer for 2 years at Walt Disney World.
There you go.
That's how I learned it.
So you got the experience, man, and you're using it.
Mm-hmm. But I'm working on expanding my voices.
There you go.
I've been working on Sean Connery lately. Oh, I need to take a drink. I need to take a real drink of this one. So we've got this thing back in Scotland. It's called Getting an Arse Kicked by a Man in a Skirt, and I think you'd be perfect for the job. I like it. It's for you. Just a giggle? Fuck it. Never again. Ooh, look at that.
Right? No, you gotta express more of the shh sounds and S's. But
I'm sorry. I just got bouncy tits and a kimono.
Hey, whatever works for you, man. I'm not gonna judge your weekend work.
I'm not judging jack shit. This is my wife walking around, just hot as hell.
Oh, there you go. Well, hey, I mean, I steal my wife's clothes for the weekend. That's how I make my money.
I don't steal my wife's clothes, but goddamn, those are fucking. Like, it's like a silk kimono, and they're just like. I almost wish there was an earthquake just now. I don't care that Florida will break off and just fucking drift off into the ocean. Just it would be a nice jiggle.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. You bounce them for me. Oh, she's blushing.
There you go.
It's hard to make a Lebanese woman blush. Actually, give me the soda.
You got to make your floors in your house like the trampoline material, so that every time you walk. There you go.
No, I'll just keep asking her to bounce. If she doesn't, I'll just walk over and bounce it myself. Hey, you heard my son? What's he say? Yay, boobies.
Yay, boobies.
That's right.
Yay for boobies. Got to get him one of those wristbands.
Hey,
Hooray
look,
for boobies. Have him wear it to school.
All they see is me reaching off camera. They didn't see me do it. She hit me. Sorry about that. So anyway, you were saying you got into comedy and you enjoy not polite, but good-natured hecklers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the bad, because I mean, even the negative ones, they add to the show. They're just, they just don't enjoy it because the rest of the show is about ripping on them. But I don't mind hecklers. I think that it adds something to the show. It gives the audience, they participate. It gives me things to bounce jokes off of. Gives me a chance to improv. Some of the best jokes I have come off of improving. So I really don't mind when they participate, when they react. So sometimes they don't.
So you're a little bit more of an improv comic than a scripted comic.
Not necessarily. I don't write jokes down. I don't write them down. They're like stored in a bank in my head, and I don't understand how it all works. Because someone can say something and I'll recall a joke from like when I started doing this last year.
Back in my day, I remembered a joke about two Jews. You can't say that, Grandpa. I don't care. They walked into a bar. No, Grandpa, don't talk about racist jokes. No, seriously. I walked into a bar. There were two Jews, and they were very nice. That's the joke. I thought they'd be cheap.
I have worse ones than that.
Oh, no. I have much worse. That's on the fly. That's the improv comedy.
But no, I'm not completely improv. I will bring jokes to the set, but it's like a handful at best, and they're basically what I call a shell.
Gotcha.
At one point or another through the show, all of these jokes are going to be said one way or another, and then in between those jokes are just improv off of whatever.
It almost sounds like the way that I do like these events that I do, because it's like, okay, look, we have to announce all these dancers, but they don't always go out the order they're supposed to, so it kind of messes with the timing in the script.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there were a couple of times that I did this, and I'm still trying to get a handle on it, but there's a couple of times that I did this style of mine where I ran out of time at the end. So I ended up saying like the last joke that I wanted to say, which was my closer, and then an audience member reacted to it, and I didn't have time to say anything.
Yeah.
I just kind of had to like laugh off of their thing and say goodnight and leave.
See, me at that point, I would have walked up to that guy in particular and then finished the joke. I gotta go.
Yeah, I met him afterwards. I didn't leave him hanging, but I couldn't get it to everybody. It was just like a personal thing between him and I. But I haven't been on stage very often, and because the comedy scene around here sucks. So a lot of my comedy is actually podcasting. That's why I started hounding people and like whoring myself out all over Twitter for fucking podcasts, because they're kind of like stage time. I don't bring a script to a podcast, so everything that I'm talking about or saying that's funny is all improv and just on the fly and whatever.
I was about to say,
that helps me when I get to the stage.
Does that mean that you prepared a bit for us that I'm supposed to sit back and let you just talk comedy?
No.
No? Damn, I was hoping I could just take a nap.
No. No, I do have jokes that I could say if you really wanted me to. But I don't. That's another. I don't prepare for shows. That's another thing. I do not prepare for shows. I prepare on the way to the venue.
You're talking to the guy
That's
that
like,
will write a script, forget about it, then 2 weeks later have to perform it on stage and go, fuck, what was it again? Oh, yeah, I remember it now.
yeah, no, I don't write. When I write my jokes down, I forget them, or I don't say the way they're written down anyway.
Well, I mean,
I
again,
think
you talk about scripts, you talk about jokes, you talk about comedy, anything that's supposed to be kind of funny, you never read it word for word. You write it down so that you know the gist of what's going on, and then you just you go with it. Because, and again, we all do the same thing. I've been working with me and my buddy Brian on stage for the last year or so doing these parties that I do, and on the stage shows, I know for a fact I could write this word for word. He's not going to read it word for word. I'm not going to read it word for word. So long as the gist gets out and then we use the same tone the characters are supposed to have, there's no problem. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And the same, I'm sure, the same thing is in comedy. You write your jokes down or you put them in your head word for word. So long as the joke comes out, the joke sounds good, and the joke is funny, who gives a shit if you missed a comma, a period, an and, a the, a the, a they, a whatever the fuck you missed? Who cares? It's funny. It works. That's
pretty much people at work. They I know that they think I'm crazy because like the day of a show or like maybe a day or two before a show, I'll walk around doing my friggin' job. Because I clean a factory, so I'm walking around the whole building all day long just doing random shit, and I'll go through like whatever joke I think of that I want to say, and maybe it's only one joke, but I'll go over and over and over and over again, and I'll my lips will be moving, and I'll just okay, well it'd be funnier if I said it this way or that way, and people are watching me do this as I'm working. Like, I don't have headphones in. I'm literally just having a conversation with myself.
And I'm sure every once in a while you will say them aloud and somebody will laugh. You go, that's keeper.
No, not really, because the jokes I tell would get me fired. So I try to keep them under the radar.
You got the wrong job. I was talking about a bit that I did about a year ago. It's called The 3 Restaurants That I Have That I Guarantee Will Be Burnt Down Within a Week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a big loan. I'm going to open 3 restaurants. The first restaurant, it's going to be. Do you remember Bennigan's? Did you ever have a Bennigan's up near you?
Mm-mm.
How about any of those restaurants with all the goofy, chinky shit all over the walls?
Oh, Shenanigans.
Okay, that works too. So imagine that restaurant, but instead of on the walls, everything is going to be hung from the ceiling. So all that goofy shit's going to be hung from the ceiling, and they're going to use hemp rope. All the tables are going to be nice, big, like oak, hardwood fucking tables at the bottom. Each one's going to have like a little iron band around it. Just wait and give it the look that it needs. We're going to do primarily seafood, kind of like right off the boat kind of shit. We're going to have we're going to be known for our oyster bar. That's the big one, is oysters, oysters, oysters. We're going to push it. The entire staff is going to wear, cotton white shirts, kind of tan pants, and more than likely they're going to walk around in sandals or whatever's comfortable for them. They're going to walk around in. We're going to call it the Ku Klux Clam and Oyster Bar. Yep. Right next door to that is going to be a barbecue joint. All right, so we're going to have our cookers, our smokers, and stuff. But the dining area is all outside. So we got this big, open, giant area in the back that is going to be the dining area. And there's going to be, just to make sure, because it's family-oriented, so we don't want your kids running off into a goddamn ditch somewhere. So we have really high fences with barbed wire around the top, just to make sure nobody's fucking around. All the tables, it's family style, so big, long tables. You can sit, when you're sitting down, you may be sitting on like a cable spool or a milk crate or whatever. We're gonna have just a big family barbecue vibe. That's what we're really looking at. The kind of feeling of like you, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins. You all drove in the same car, and you get out, you get in here. It's going to be called Wet's Backyard Barbecue and Grill.
There you go.
And the final one is we're going to take it upscale. Right next door to Wet's Backyard Barbecue and Grill, we're going to take it upscale. It's going to be very clean, white tile on all of the floor. Just very, very, we're going to be, we want to be immaculate. All the tables are stainless steel. But we do want to still keep the Spanish vibe running. So we're going to have some Spanish music running, all the lighting and whatnot that you need. We're going to call it the Spick and Spanish Cantina.
You'd be surprised. You said guaranteed within a week. I bet you'd be surprised if those took off.
No, someone would try and burn one of them down and all three would catch. By the way, I'd be in Hawaii trying to find the best fresh seafood for the Ku Klux Clam and Oyster Bar while it burns down.
Right?
That way I'm not responsible for it, but I get to collect, 18 times what the restaurants were worth in insurance.
Well, there you go. I mean, don't announce that too loud, but it's a good plan.
Sorry, I'll wait a couple years. I don't remember this. Crickets. Damn, it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. Where's the heckler when I need them?
I have no idea. You're bound to get one. If I start popping off with my horrible jokes, you're bound to get a heckler somewhere. Unless they're really into, like, dark, horrific, offensive shit, and then we won't have any hecklers.
Well, before I ask him to do some comedy, if anyone would like to heckle, the number is 484-994-ALPD. And once again, if you're too damn stupid to know what those four little letters mean, it's 484-994-2573. So, sir, I would like to hear I watched the video, but I would like to hear some of your favorite. Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me a 3 to 5 minute bit. I will try not to heckle you, but I might if I see an opening.
3 to 5 minutes?
Putting him on the spot here. It's fun.
No, probably not. I'll do a couple of jokes though. One of my favorite ones that I actually and Twitter I do post a lot of my jokes, but unfortunately it's 140 characters, so I really have to shorten down my thought, and then I get to take that and expand on it.
28 seconds.
One of the favorite ones that I actually came up with a few days ago is I really do hate experts. Like anyone that calls themselves an expert, because they're not an expert. No one knows 100% on whatever it is that they're doing. It doesn't matter how long they've been doing it. Take children, for example, kids. Experts say that children do not start to build or retain a memory until they're 2 years old. I have 4 kids, so I am here to tell you that that is bullshit. Kids definitely retain a memory before 2 years old, because my 10-month-old baby remembers every time I shake her.
I like that. That's a good one.
And then another one that I came up with a couple days ago is actually I'm using it on Dober set, but I don't care if they hear this. I was driving to the venue. And I saw this couple walking down the side of the road, and it was just repulsive. The guy had his hands down the front of his pants scratching his balls, and the woman had her hand down the back of her pants scratching her ass. And, I've done that shit in private, but I would never do it in public. That's just disgusting. That's why I make my kids do it for me.
I like the kid jokes. Those are funny.
I do. I have PG-13 kid jokes, which those I would consider PG-13, and then I have worse ones, like I have 3 girls and a boy, and my middle daughter is 6 years old. Is 6 years old, and she's autistic. And she's a very funny child, but I do make very horrific. I make fun jokes and I make horrific jokes. So she's autistic, she's 6 years old, and the doctors have labeled her what's called high-functioning nonverbal. Okay, that means that she is fully aware of everything that is going on around her. She just can't talk about it. A child molester's wet dream.
I don't like it.
That's one of my bad ones.
But still, that's not that bad.
No, I could probably, and here's the funny part. I've gotten so much flack off of that shit. Like, oh, you're a family man with 4 kids and a wife. Why aren't you doing more family-friendly jokes? Because it's fucking boring.
That's why you can joke about it, because you have kids.
And because it's family-oriented to, like, you know what? I live and breathe normal, responsible, down-to-earth provider and protector of my wife and children every single day. The stage is my escape from that fucking mediocrity. It's my chance to get out there and say all of that bad shit that has been building up in my head day after day after day.
When I announced I was going to have a kid, not me having a kid, but that a child will be born with my genes, a lot of people started saying, well, you have to calm down, you know, you're not going to be able to make the same jokes, you're not going to talk about... I figured out the perfect way to kick a child in the face in a mall. They said, you know, you're not going to think that's funny when you have a kid. I think it's even funnier now that I have a kid, because I'm thinking back and going, shit, that is a perfect idea. For instance, if you ever want to, you ever in an outlet mall, down here the outlet malls are completely different from up north, because I'm from up north and the outlet malls down here are just psychotic. Basically, cram every ethnicity of international everything you can in one small space that is about the size of 2 football fields. Then add buildings onto that same territory. You go into the food court, and you're going to look around, you're going to look around, you're going to look around. You're going to see this one darling little angel. Perfect, not doing anything, just standing there, hands behind her back. It's got to be her, because a boy would be a piece of shit. Standing, hands behind her back, swaying back and forth. I mean, she's the epitome of the perfect fucking child. That's the one you're going to pick. Because if you pick an asshole, everyone's going to see you do it. Everyone's like, fuck, somebody shut this kid up. They're going to keep looking back and forth at this goddamn kid because he's a piece of shit. Fuck him. No, leave that kid go. You pick the perfect little angel. And then what you do is you put your hoodie on, put your sunglasses on, and you walk up slowly without any kind of... you're sauntering. As soon as you get within about 3 feet of the kid, you plant your foot, you rear back as hard as you can, and plant the sole of your boot straight in that kid's face.
Nice.
At that point, you bolt. But you continue on the same path. You walk straight past her at a decent speed. You turn a corner, drop the hoodie, drop the hat, drop the sunglasses. They're gone. You're never going to get them back. But you keep walking around back to your original location. Let's just say in a food court. Back to your original location. At which point, the kid takes about 10 seconds to realize exactly what happened. She's never dealt with anything like this. Nobody's ever overtly harmed her. She is still in shock for at least 5 to 10 seconds. At which point, you've already ditched your clothes, you've walked around, and nobody's the wiser. Then she starts crying. The parents freak out, and you're standing there watching like, what the fuck happened? What you do? Oh man, let's go find him. And it is the funniest thing in the world.
Would she even be conscious at that point?
You hope.
I mean, you're talking about kicking a child in the face with a boot. I don't think she'd even
hard as you can. But we're going drunk matrix. Drunk matrix. If you crash your car at full speed and you're sober, you cringe and you crash and you break every bone in your body. If you're drunk, you got some bruises and that's it. Why? You didn't see it coming. You're still limp. If the little girl is still just kind of limp, she'll bounce back.
Maybe off the floor, but
exactly.
Not like she's going to be on her feet.
Not that I've done it yet, but just saying, if you ever want to kick a child in the face, that is probably your best bet.
I don't know. A lot of people make me want to punch a baby in the face, but I'm not sure I'd ever kick a girl.
And
Because babies won't remember. The girl would.
You were worried about what you could and couldn't say on the show.
Fair enough. I always ask if there's restrictions, because believe it or not, I've had restrictions on, like, we don't want you to say this word or that word, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with taking words out of my normal dialogue, and that's okay, and I've been told, like, don't cross this subject, and that's fine, as long as, like 99.9% of my normal brain is still able to just come out and play. I don't care about the rest of it.
Well, and I've had the same restrictions, but as you can tell, once again, my whiskey slushy. I like to drink when I talk. I reserve Mondays. Monday is my drinking day. Well, I also reserve Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays to be my drinking days. Now, I don't always get drunk, but I've been on a few shows before where they've said, yeah, you probably shouldn't say this stuff. And I accidentally did. And let me tell you, the emails were amazing.
Right, a lot of the shows that I've gone on, though, are pre-recorded, so I don't even know why they would care. It's probably because editing is a real bitch, and they don't want to do too much of it.
I mean, I edit too, but I edit out dead air, and if somebody says something, here's where I edit. If you were to tell me the company that you work for right now, I would edit that out of the broadcast. Why? Because what you say and do may or may not influence you at your job. So I will
Right.
never mention where I work, and I will never allow anybody else on the recordings when I post it later to have their jobs on the air. That's pretty much the only thing that I really edit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why would you ever do that? Like jeopardize? I mean, unless this is your job, and then it does. But for me, yeah. This is not my job, not yet. It's not my, full time. I do this on the side, so yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, later on, when comedy is my full time, I'll, like, oh, what did you do before you did comedy? And that job will come up over and over and over again, and it'll just be free advertisement for him. But other than that,
yeah, what's in the past
yeah.
versus what's now. Like, I know I will never get hired at Disney again. They have blatantly said that I've been blacklisted. So guess what? I was a puppeteer at Disney, and I fucked some bitch on the stage. They're never going to hire me anyway. So what do I care?
Right? It doesn't matter what you say now, whether it's true or not true. It doesn't fucking matter.
To be fair, that's only half true.
Only half true.
It was at the stage that I was a puppeteer at. And our legs were underneath the stage. Her body was bent over the stage.
Ah.
Yeah, see?
Well, there you go. Well, she was still on the stage, technically.
So technically,
but only like
she had sex on the stage. I didn't.
Yeah, blame it all on her. Fuck it.
I had sex with the stage around me.
So you had sex with the stage. It was a threesome with the stage.
Sure, I'll take that. But to be fair, there were also two purple otters watching.
There you go. Did they have cameras? Because I would have.
No, they just sat there slack-jawed like...
They missed out on a golden video recording opportunity.
Well,
where's a camera when you need one?
That was also before cameras were a really big thing. 2004. Holy shit, almost 11 years ago. God, I feel old. God.
Right? A lot of time has passed by. What the fuck? My oldest daughter is going to be 8 in 2 days.
That's not funny. I thought you were a comedian.
That's a fact. Unfortunately.
Just
my oldest daughter will be 8 in 2 days.
Just be glad. I have like 3 or 4 friends that have kids about the same age as my son. They're all girls, and I have told them all, I'm going to train my son to fuck your daughter.
Actually, one of my single friends who doesn't have children, never wanted children. I say wanted because he'll probably end up having kids. Because the people that really don't want them always end up having them. And so I'm talking to him about my daughter, and this is how, because I am a parent, but when I get into social settings and I don't feel like talking to people and their trump card is talking about their kids, I use this to get them to stop. Especially, boy or girl, it doesn't even matter. But I'll do the girl. My friend looked right at me with the straightest face I'd ever seen him do, and he said, someday your daughter's going to be 18, and I'll be waiting. And I stopped my story, because at that time it was only my oldest daughter, and she was 2. and I just stopped. I was like, okay, you won. No more talking about the kid.
I just keep threatening my friends that I'm going to have my son fuck their daughter.
Well, that's better than you doing it.
Only barely.
Although when they're 18, I mean.
Again, that's you're talking potato at that point, because a Rambo is still inside your seed. I mean, you might feel better that it's not me, but in the end, it's still me.
There you go. It's still a part of you.
Yeah. I will. I'm going to teach my son to be the biggest man whore in the world. You can all fucking scoff at me and bitch at me, but you know what? If you ask any guy what he would do if he could go back to when he was a kid and tell himself something, he would teach himself how to be a better man whore. Guaranteed. They'll say anything they would have to get in that time machine to tell themselves how to score women, because when you're a kid, you don't fucking know. You don't know what's going to make them wet. You don't know what's going to get them going. But now at 30, you're like, fuck, if I just knew this, I could have been getting laid every weekend.
Right? All through high school. Fuck.
If you had the chance to go back, I guarantee you every man would tell themselves how to get laid. That's it. Nothing else. Well, maybe invest in Apple. But other than that, invest in Apple, get laid. That's it. That's how guys would go back and do.
There.
Women, they'd go back and try and give themselves real information. Guys, on the other hand, we're just fucking all of your little fucking past selves, and that's how we would do it. Because we're terrible.
And I'm raising all my kids to be gay.
Most of them boys or most of them girls?
I have 3 girls and a boy.
So you're gonna raise the boy to be gay too?
Yeah, all of them. Because I don't want grandkids.
How does that happen?
I mean, when they get older and get out of the house, it's up to them. But while they're in my house, they're gay.
Interesting. See, I toyed around with the teaching my son that the sky was green and that the ocean was yellow. Just to see if it was nature or nurture. You're playing on a whole new level. So I want to know what happens. Do your kids end up gay or straight? That'll be fun.
Yeah, later on. I mean, go to tuck them in. And, I mean, it's not like I have them watch videos or read them books. Just, when they're going to bed, I'll tuck them in and I'll say, "Good night, honey, you're gay," and I'll walk out.
Apparently your kids are blowing shit up in your backyard.
No, that's the neighbors lighting fireworks. If that was my kids, I'd be out there with them. Kidding me? Or it'd probably be my kids blowing up if I was out there.
Can you switch me to speakerphone? And do you have the balls to go to your neighbor?
I don't know which neighbor it is, to be honest.
Because I would love to say something to your neighbor.
Nope, they're all done. I don't even know which friggin' neighbor it was. I live...
Just step outside and scream, "Who was setting off fireworks? I would like to speak to you in a nice way." Literally, add "in a nice way." Come on, play with me, man. It'd be fun.
Oh yeah, I know it would be fun, but they're not even out here anymore. I live in an apartment, and I'm surrounded by apartments. You know who was lighting off fireworks? Oh, that house down the street right there.
Oh, so it's not even next door. It's like it was across the complex. By the way, who are you talking to?
One of my neighbors.
Hello, neighbor. You got a headset in, can't you?
Yes, I live in an apartment with a total of 9 in the same building, so I never know who I'm talking to.
Yeah,
my wife and I don't
place.
associate with our neighbors.
Yeah, I'm in the same situation as you.
I hate it here. There's always someone beside or above us, because we're on the bottom floor. We're on like the bottom floor. Our front door to our apartment is right near, literally right beside the front door of the building. So when people need to go upstairs to get to their apartment, they're walking right through our fucking apartment, right up those stairs, and they're right over my son and my daughter's bedroom, and they're always stomping their fucking carpeted feet up there when kids are trying to sleep.
See, apartments down here are a little different. They're freestanding buildings, very open, with open breezeways. It's not like walk in a door, then you go upstairs. No, it's an open breezeway, which has its ups and its downs, but everything, all the walls are paper thin. And here's a fun fact. If you live next to me with the conjoining wall, I hope you hear me, because when you are smoking pot in your apartment, we get the second-hand pot in our bathrooms, you jackasses.
I take it you don't like to smoke weed.
I don't, because I have nothing against it. If anyone wants to smoke pot, have fun. Do your own thing. I don't give a shit. I think it should be legal. I don't see the point in making it illegal. I don't think it should be... Anyway, if I smoke it, I become useless and fall asleep. Like 3 puffs and I'm out.
Right. I know, I had that same problem. Actually, I have that problem too when... Like, I literally have all the characteristics of an old man. I should be 50 right now, and I'm half that. Oh, I'm going to be 28 in August, but still, I'm
young,
right around there. And I can drink 1 beer. I won't be drunk or buzzed, but I can go to bed. Like, it just makes me tired. I love to drink. I fucking love to drink, but if I'm drinking at home, like if I don't have other people around me drinking, I guess that would be, what, a social drinker? If I don't have friends around me who are drinking, I just go to sleep after.
A social drinker is somebody who goes out to drink around other people, being social and drinking. Otherwise, you're an alcoholic like me.
Oh, fair enough. But like, I'll buy a 12-pack of beer, I'll put it in my fridge, and one night I'll crack open, I'll get to the 3rd one, and I'll fall asleep.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I've already done a shot. I've been drinking whiskey rocks. I've been eating my whiskey slushie. If I drink whiskey, dude, I'm up. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Again, take 2 hits off of a fucking joint, I'm out like a light.
Right.
I have the mind of a writer, because if you look at most writers in the past, they were all alcoholics. They did all kinds of shit. They did their best work while they were altered. But I can't do the weed. It just makes it... Fuck, I said the weed. No, I can't smoke weed because all I want to do is go to sleep. Everyone keeps saying, no, you just got to try the right stuff, man. I've tried the right stuff. I've tried the wrong stuff. I tried a mix between the right and wrong stuff. I've tried the stuff that doesn't really make the stuff look like it's stuff. It doesn't matter. For whatever reason, THC makes me go to sleep.
Right. My wife ducks into the bedroom and smokes. I just let her do her thing. I forget how to breathe. Like, that's why I literally, and that's not an exaggeration, that's why I stopped smoking weed, is because I literally forgot how. Not when.
You get
when to breathe,
apnea.
how to breathe.
Yeah, you get like an apnea. Just kind of like, holy shit, I forgot that I wasn't breathing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I can, when I used to get high, I could talk until I passed out. I wouldn't even realize I was doing it until I woke up. Like, what the hell just happened? I'd wake up in a daze. I'd be breathing really fast because my fucking lungs are, like, squeezed shut trying to get that air through. I'd forget how to breathe. And then I'd just be spacing out, and I'd have that little inner monologue, just breathe, man. And they'd just be deep, and I would never know rhythm to keep, and my chest would get all tight and in pain, and just fuck that. It wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, not necessarily the same, but similarly, it wasn't for me, so that's why I don't do it. I would love it to be legalized because we could do amazing things with tax money from legalizing weed, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say something to you real quick. Basically, I'm going to take a break. So you're going to sit tight, enjoy the commercial, and then we're going to move on to possible news. How do you think about that?
That works. Let's do it.
Well, you weren't quiet, so it didn't work.
So lately, I've been hearing a lot about this pay it forward movement. And I just got one thing to say to you guys. If you want to pay it forward to us, a little punch drunk. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. We all want stuff. We want to buy new stuff, bigger stuff, flashier stuff, more expensive stuff. Shit you see on TV that celebrities have that you want. Guess what? There's a really easy place to get everything that you want, and it's called Amazon.com. Now, I don't want you to go to their site. Fuck that. I want you to come to me. If you go to www.alittlepunchdrunk.com and look on the left-hand side of the page, scroll down just a little bit, you're going to see the Amazon link. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's the difference between going to your link and going to the actual website? I'm going to tell you. If you click on that link, you're going to pay it forward straight to me. And I know what you're thinking. Extra surcharges and fees out the ass, but you're fucking wrong. By clicking on that link and buying everything that you want, you won't be charged an extra penny. All that's going to happen is Amazon is going to record that you bought it straight from me. Then, they're going to pay me for your purchase. Now, I know, we're kind of going behind the curtain here on how this whole thing works, but I don't care. You guys should know it's not going to cost you an extra penny. All you're going to do is get everything that you want delivered directly to your door. Hell, for birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, whatever you got going on, you can send it directly to the person you're buying it for. And half the time, they'll even fucking gift wrap it for you. So what the hell's the problem? Why are you not going to alittlepunchdrunk.com, clicking on that Amazon link, and buying your shit today? Just pay it forward, goddammit, and rock on.
Hey everybody, this is Brian.
And this is Tony.
From the Salty Language Podcast.
The Podcast Network. Check us out, saltylanguage.com.
We're a podcast about two old-time friends just sitting around and talking about whatever chaps our asses.
It's true. Whether it be music, TV, comics, books.
We have interviews at times.
Get a hold of us on Twitter at salty_language.
And again, go to saltylanguage.com for all of our other things.
I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
And stay salty.
And that was not only the Salty Language, but also Amazon.com/LaPunchDrunk. As I said to you before, sir, I'm good buddies with Salty. They sweep in and fucking take what I have before I get it, and it makes me mad, but I'm okay.
Yeah, they never spoke to me, so you're good.
Alrighty then. Well, then we're just gonna fucking smack their ass with it. So, sir, anything else you'd like to add about you, your comedy, what have you?
Not at the moment, no. I have a couple of things coming up. I have a 30-minute opening act coming up in Dover, New Hampshire. It's sold out, though. All the tickets are sold out. It's not a very big place, but it's going to be packed, I guess. And it's on the 25th of July. I'll have more details later. But that is coming up for actually the Fat J podcast. They are doing a live event with their crew, sketch comedy and all that kind of shit. And they, instead of having their audience wait around for an hour while they set everything up, they figured they'd give me a microphone and have me do an opening set. So that's
nice.
That's one thing. And then I've got a couple of other things coming up, but until I get details, I'm not gonna really breathe a word about it. I'm so fucking wow. Oh my god. I hate to bitch. I really do. I think it ruins everything when I do. A lot of the things I bitch about are actually funny, but I hate to. I'm not ashamed that I'm still new at this.
Bitch away, because it's going to make Rambo's rant seem that much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Violent? No. Scathing? No. Asshole-ish? No. Just all around, you bitch a little bit, it's going to make me seem better in the end when I start talking about fat people.
Sweet shit. I'm not ashamed that I'm new. I am new at this. I'm not ashamed that I'm new at it. The New Hampshire comedy scene sucks. I have.
To be fair, that's also why we're trying to get you on the show, so that we can help you build. This isn't like, oh, we've got somebody who has everything in the world coming on me. No, they would never grace my fucking. No. We're trying to help other people build, and that's the point. So, you don't have to tell
by
people
all means,
that...
If I do ever actually hit it big, you bet your ass I'll come back on.
Well, no, you bet your ass you give me a vacation. That's how it goes. I help you now, you give me thousands of dollars later. You didn't read the fine print on that contract that I didn't send you.
No, I didn't, but that's okay.
There you go.
It's an unspoken agreement, apparently. But the New Hampshire scene around it really does. The comedy scene around here sucks. Everyone wants music. They all want the shitty fucking cover bands to go into their bars and play the same music that they hear on the radio day after day over and over. So it sucks, and I end up having to drive to get to any open mics like an hour or two out of the way. And I'm the sole breadwinner. I work a shitty, low-paying, dead-end fucking job cleaning a fucking factory, and I'm raising 4 children, and I've got rent and a car and insurance and all that dumb shit that happens when you become an adult. For some fucking reason, as soon as you become an adult, the kid thing is over, and you need a job working for some other asshole who's sitting at home drinking margaritas. And I wanted to try this comedy thing, and I've never been really confident on stage, and somehow I was able to get up in front of strangers and judgmental pricks and basically spout out dog shit, hoping to make them laugh. And I'm not trying to be the next shock comic. I'm not trying to be the next shock comic. I'm not that young and naive to believe that all it is attitude and ego and fucking, just go up and say, no, I do have some substance behind it because I'm talking about my family and my friends and myself. It's not just going up and saying fucking Jew jokes and blonde jokes and random racist jokes. But it's just, I'm still very, very new at this, and I've got a lot of really unique opportunities coming my way, and because I'm working on 16 months as a comedian, and the Fat J podcast live event will only be my 11th time on stage. 11. And I've done You're my 9th podcast. So all of that together, collectively, that has been my comedy in the last 16 months. Plus all the radio shows I did, but those were mainly over in the UK. Now, I have all of these unique opportunities coming to me being such a fresh comic, and all of these other people that have been in the industry for longer, comedians, podcasters, whatever, they're, oh, you're too new, oh, you don't even have an act yet, oh, you're taking on too much too soon, oh, you shouldn't be doing the offensive angle, it doesn't fit you, you have children, try doing a family-oriented version, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah, and it's just they're fucking hammering me left and right, trying to just, change and sink inside my world and just rip it apart, and it just pisses me off. The whole thing, and it's really weird because I do have a very, very minuscule fan base. I do have people who recognize me by face, by name, on my Facebook, on my Twitter, who aren't family or friends. They're fans. And I already don't know how to handle that. So that's just going to keep growing, and I'm going to have to take it by strides. And then I've got the people that are over here that are, oh, we're just trying to help you and offer advice because we've seen these kind of mistakes before. I don't fucking care. Don't help me. Don't. I have to be able to experience the mistakes on my own, or I'm not going to know how to handle them when I see them. Stop trying to play mom and get the fuck out of my face. It's just all these fucking people that are like, oh, don't do this and don't do that, and you're too new at this, and you're biting off more than you can chew, and you're skipping steps. You know what? I don't have the money, I do not have the transportation, and I do not have the time to go step by step by step by step by step. There's no clubs around here that I can go to MC at or host or whatever those fucking terms are. I don't have time for that. You know what I have time to do? Go to a bullshit open mic night with a shitty-ass fucking iPhone and record a stupid video and put it on YouTube and advertise it all over fucking Twitter and Facebook and hope that someone bites and offers me another gig, and that is exactly what happened. I posted that video from Sweetfire, and now I have the opening act for Fat J Podcast, and I've got some other shit going on that no one believes because I don't have the evidence to back it up. But when I do, I'm going to post it, and there's still going to be people that bitch like, oh, that can't be real or whatever. No, fuck you. I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to say what I say, and the people who enjoy my comedy will eventually find me. And who wants to change it can eat a bag of dicks. Because I'm just fucking tired already. And I'm not even in this fucking 2 years yet, and I'm already tired of people poking and prodding. Like, I just have to learn how to ignore it. But I'm not at that point yet. You would think I would know how to ignore it because I have a wife. And I have 4 children. You would think I would know how to ignore annoying, stupid people.
Well, on the joke side on that, that's kind of how we all run our lives. I mean, it's one annoying fuck after another. And, you know, some people are going to dog you about it, but if you can stop that, if you can keep going beyond that, it's not that big a deal. I mean, these assholes are going to dog everybody. So just let them fucking get their jabs in. As you said, it doesn't matter to you. Let them get their jabs in, and they feel like better people. You continue on with your life.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, I literally just have to learn how to ignore it, let them do their thing, and just don't respond to it. That was like I got in a fight with someone on Twitter today, back and forth, like you know, saying that I was like craving attention or whatever. Because I hounded like 50 plus podcasts to go on as a guest. Like, oh, you're desperate for attention. No, I'm just trying to get my name out there. And by asking so many people, I had a few people bite, and here I am on my 9th podcast.
Hold on,
I wouldn't have...
Here's another thing. Oh, you're hounding people to be on everybody else's show. Okay, that's actually a good thing. You're promoting yourself. Who the fuck are you that just steps out into the world and says, no, you talk to me? Anyone who does that, unless they can do something like, what would I want to see? Unless they have a guy who can put his right foot behind his head while standing upright, naked, pissing in the ground, while his left testicle rolls above the flaccid penis that is pissing on the floor, and he can use his left hand to Sieg Heil. If you can do all of that, fine. Otherwise, I forgot what I was saying. No, just you can't expect everyone to be on par with exactly what you want. The problem is everybody thinks that everything has to be okay, the same thing, you know, culturally sound, non-offensive bullshit. Well, guess what? That's not life. I don't see why it should be that way. And I don't see why you expect it to be that way.
Well, no, like my biggest problem I know that this rant probably isn't funny, but it's just something that I have to vent, because if I don't vent,
You rant
I take
before
it
I
out on
do.
people that don't deserve it, like my kids. But I bring out the baseball bat and just hammer away on them until I feel better. But what I've been dealing with since I became a comedian is everyone's trying to tell me these steps. Like, not every comedian, not every musician, not every artist, not every dancer or what have you follows the same steps. Not every one of them are, from point A to point Z. Some of them skip steps. And that's exactly what I'm doing, because I can't afford to do all the other steps.
Of course.
I'm putting this shit out, and people are calling me, and they're emailing me, and they're Twittering me, and Facebooking me, like, hey, we like your style, we'd like you to come. Okay, well, if I go there, then I'm skipping all of these steps, and that's what people are bitching about. Like, you shouldn't skip all those steps. Well, I'm sorry, they offered me something, I'm going to go. If I fuck it up, it's on me. It's not on you. You're taking what I do so personally. It has nothing to do with none of your goddamn business. Just go about your fucking in it.
I'm sorry you broke up just there. Can you please summarize what you were saying?
How much of it did you hear? Oh, fair enough. I broke up that bad, huh? Holy shit.
Just at the last 10 seconds.
Basically what I said is, stop taking what I do so personally. It has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. Just go about your life and quit including me in it.
That sounds good. I like that one.
It's just all these people, they're like I don't even know who they are. And I went on the last podcast, and that's literally what they did. Like, oh, everything you're talking about sounds so unrealistic and impossible and unreasonable, and you're either clueless or delusional. Why the fuck do you care? Listen, I have a few projects coming up, and if they turn out to be real, if it's not just people blowing smoke up my ass, if it turns out to be real, all they're going to do is better my career as a comedian. If they turn out to be shams, which is what everyone says they are, who gives a shit? I haven't invested any time or any money in anything that I'm doing. So who cares?
Well, speaking of random shit, we're going to move on news-wise.
Okie dokie.
In a world where clothes run rampant, one man stands above them all, working hard, running, fleeing, and doing everything in his power to make sure that you do not endure his trials. This is the one and only Adventures of Naked Man. Naked Man stunned and accused of erotic behavior. A Monroe man was arrested early Sunday morning, after he reportedly stood completely nude in the middle of Winnsboro Road and blocked traffic. According to the arrest affidavit, I hate these people because they're going to fuck it up. The arrest affidavit, Lewis Ross, 29, was arrested at 3:16 a.m. where the sheriff's deputies arrived at a nightclub where a physical disturbance call happened. Ross was in the street. The officers assumed Ross was under the influence of a controlled and dangerous substance due to his erotic behavior. It continues to say that they arrested him. But I want to ask you, sir, what would you consider erotic behavior?
I mean, but sir, if the guy's just running around naked, who's he harming, seriously? And
But
an
that's
old
not
lady is
erotic
going to
behavior.
get one final surprise before she dies, and a child is going to learn what he can do with his own body. Who cares?
But just running around, that's not erotic behavior. What would be erotic behavior in your mind?
Erotic behavior, I don't, if he streaked through a preschool, if he started fucking a park bench like Pee Wee Herman, if he spun around a flagpole like a stripper, that'd be erotic.
Well, let's go
if
back.
he started pleasuring himself in a public supermarket, I mean...
Let's go back to streaking through a school playground. Is that necessarily erotic, or is that just an asshole who's naked running through the park? I would not think that that was erotic behavior.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that was erotic unless he was touching himself on the way through.
So he had to have done something. What are they not putting in here? And this goes hand in hand with my hatred of the word allegedly. But it says he was charged with erotic behavior. What behavior was it? What did he do? What was erotic about him being naked?
As far as I'm concerned, absolutely nothing, but they had to label it that way.
My guest just finished. I don't know, but anyone have a smoke? Ooh, he's cracking open another cold one. Alright, well, if you can't figure out that naked man, we're going to move on. A Monroe man was arrested early Sunday morning after he reportedly stood completely nude in the middle of Winnsboro Road and blocking traffic. According to the street arrest affidavit, Lewis Ross, 29, of 806 Mark Street, was arrested at 3:16. This is way too much bullshit. I don't give a shit. The officers assumed Ross was under the influence of a controlled substance due to his erotic behavior. They never mentioned what he did. So I think he needs to be let go. At least on the erotic behavior charge.
Right, absolutely. If he didn't do anything that they labeled him to do, just let him go.
Well, they said it was erotic behavior, but they never said what erotic behavior was.
Yeah, what was he doing running through traffic with the friggin' cucumber stuffed up his ass? Is that
I got a boner. I'm gonna run around through town, smacking your windows, smudging your glass. I got a boner.
There you go.
Holy shit, there's an ass. Sweep.
You know, running up and sticking his ass in the driver's seat of every car he goes by.
So we're going to let Naked Man go for right now because we got more pressing matters. Because this, I mean, when anybody reads this story, when anybody looks it up, when everybody sees it in history, they have to say to themselves, must have been in Florida. Florida man, here's the headline. Florida man reportedly dances on police car in order to summon help in battling a vampire.
Wait a minute, he was standing on a police car battling a vampire.
No. He was dancing on the car in order to summon help to battle the vampire.
Ah. Acid, maybe?
Look, I could read you guys this article, but all of it, all it says is, well, the video's playing, so all it says is that the man danced on the car for no reason. Basically, they were saying that, let's see. That the man felt that there was a woman attacking him that just happened to have fangs. So he was trying to summon the werewolves in order to combat the vampires.
Interesting. Watching a little too much True Blood, I think.
Again, I'm not kidding you guys. I know HuffPost is not the best source for a lot of info, but I double-checked this one earlier today, HuffingtonPost.com. Florida man reportedly dances on public police car in order to summon help for a vampire battle. That's the headline. I'm watching
That guy was
the video.
way off his meds.
He's dancing on a cop car. Nope. He pulled the windshield wiper off and is now using it as a weapon.
Oh my good God.
He didn't so much pull up on the car as he basically bumped bumpers. Oh, they're getting him into a police car now. And it's over.
Wow. Yeah, that guy's definitely off his fucking meds.
I just think he's an asshole.
You really think he was sober doing that?
I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life, sir. I gotta give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
No, fair enough.
So, let's see. I played the plugs. We've done the show. You got anything else you want to close with? Give us something.
What are you looking for?
Nothing really. I just kind of dazed off. No. Give us something. Let us know who you are, what you're doing, what you want to do, and give us a kind of a taste of your comedy so we can make sure everybody knows what they're getting into.
Fair enough. Well, again, my name is Cameron Reedy. I'm from New Hampshire, and I'm aspiring to be a comedian. People have told me because I've been paid for it already that makes me a comedian, so I'll go with that, I guess. I mean, what I'm trying to do is just get my name out there. However annoying or hassling I need to be, I do it. People have blocked me on Twitter and, told me to shut up and watched my video and said that it was horrible, and others watched it and said that it was the funniest shit they'd ever seen. So
I liked it.
Apparently my audience is already being split, which is fine, and thank you. But you can find me on Twitter at Reedy26Reedy, because Twitter is that fucking clever at coming up with names. I just had them randomize it. But Reedy is READEY 26 Reedy. You can email me at reedy26@gmail.com. If I say anything that offends you, if you feel like bitching, go ahead. Just know I'm going to use it as material for my next show. So please, I'm not going to respond. If you feel like bitching to my email, go right ahead.
If he says anything that you don't like, email him or email us. We'll play with it. We'll have fun.
Right?
Anyway, continue,
exactly.
sir.
Or just email me, whatever. I really don't care. You want to tell me about your day, whatever. I get enough of that at home anyway. You can find me on Facebook on my fan page, which is facebook.com/storiesinanutshell, which is another dumb name I came up with when I first started doing comedy, because I started doing long form, which was an absolute disaster. Again, because Ron White is one of my favorite comedians, I tried doing long form like him, and it didn't work past the second open mic. I did it twice, and I was like, this is not the angle that I'm going for. My stories are too long-winded and boring, so I need to shorten them up a little. Really, that's... I'm sorry if this show was boring. We really didn't do a whole lot of laughing. I told a couple of jokes, but other than that, it was just kind of talking back and forth. So, but I hope everyone enjoyed listening to my rant and whatever other dumb shit we decided to say from then until now.
Well, it's
and
not necessarily
I hope to hear from you all in some way.
It's not all about one-liner. We're here to have fun, just have a conversation, and get your name out. And I think people are gonna like having you around. I mean, you got a good sense of humor. Timing-wise, you're good. Because I watched the YouTube video, and I think you got a lot ahead of you. It's all a matter of promoting and getting yourself out there. And I think even though New Hampshire isn't really the comedy warehouse of the United States, I think if you really push it, you'll be able to get something. And I really hope that the family is okay with it, because trust me, my family is not necessarily all okay with some of the stuff that I do.
Well, I mean, my wife and I individually, and obviously as a married couple, have never experienced anything like this. The longest I've ever been away is 9 hours to go to work. So the idea of, being away for an additional couple of hours when I drive to an event, or the idea of me being away for a couple of days to go somewhere else for an event is a road we have not crossed yet. And I'm hoping that we're both ready.
I completely understand that.
She's gonna be stuck home with 4 freaking kids. I can't take them with me at first, and I won't be able to afford to, pay for a babysitter to offer help for her while I'm gone. And we don't really have any local friends that I can bring over to help her. So I'm just hoping everyone is ready for the long haul.
Invest in some rope, tie the oldest to the youngest, and the other 2 together, and they'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, that's what I do when I want me time. I just rope everyone together, throw them in the closet, lock it, and a couple hours later I'll open it and pray that at least half of them are still alive.
And that's how I get cigar time. But
like Valentine's Day, I threw them all out in the rain. That was me time.
Again, you can't hear laughter, but it's funny.
I don't always need to hear laughter. The whole point
funny.
of a podcast is not to go on and tell joke after joke. It's like I don't bring my act with me on a podcast. I talk like me. I just explain what my act is and where I got it from and what I'm hoping to do. And that was another thing. I'm too new to have an act. Well, just because I'm too new to have an act doesn't mean I don't know. Doesn't mean I don't know what I want my act to be.
I apologize. This is protocol. Rambo needs to take a shot because he yawned. So if you're at home, again, has nothing to do with you, sir. You're good. But Rambo's yawning, so shot.
Yeah, like I might be too new to have an act, but it doesn't mean I don't know what I want my act to be. So because I already know what I want it to be, that's what I'm going for, developing. And I don't worry about not being funny on a podcast because, again, it's just me coming on, explaining who I am, and we have a couple laughs. We shoot the shit. We see where it goes.
Oh, it hurts my feelings
and,
because you
know,
act as if we don't matter.
I let out a couple of jokes just so that you can feel out my style, and then I allow everyone else to venture onto my sites if they're interested. Other than that,
well, I think you did a great job with us. Now that you're shitting on podcasts and saying that it really doesn't matter and that all you care about is your next act, I mean, maybe we'll think second before we bring him back on again. No, though, I'm being serious. I know we're all just trying to make the best of what we got. You don't have to ever worry. You're a funny guy, dude. I had fun talking to you. You've got some good puns. You've got some good one-liners. I can tell you got a bunch of shit ready to launch. So there's no worry in that. But otherwise, I think we're lining up at just about the end of the show. So I'm going to give a few quick plugs. We're going to get out of here, and you guys are going to go back to your normal, boring lives. So go to www.cafepress.com/LittlePunchDrunk if you want to buy our shit, buy anything with our logos, buy anything that has Little Punch Drunk. That's where you're going to go at littlepunchdrunk.com/LittlePunchDrunk. Which make no sense. It's cafepress.com/LittlePunchDrunk. We get everything you ever need. T-shirts, hoodies, panties, clocks, shower curtains. If we don't have it on the site, let me know. I'll find a way to get it to you. Otherwise, go to Amazon.com/LittlePunchDrunk or shit. Just head to the www.littlepunchdrunk.com website. If you scroll down about halfway down off to your left-hand side, you're going to see the Amazon link. Go to it, use it, have some fun. And if Amazon doesn't have it, go to Scallywag Leatherworks. You can find them on Facebook or on the website, scallywagleatherworks.com. Other than that, guys, trust me. If you like what you heard, tell your friends. If you hated it, tell your enemies. It's the same goddamn thing. And after all of that, we have DollarShaveClub.com. If you use razors, 2-blade, 3-blade, 4-blade, 6-blade, go to DollarShaveClub.com. But guess what? If you use DollarShaveClub.com/LittlePunchDrunk, you're going to save some money. Get the best razors possible, the same shit that I use to clean that nice, sweet head you all see every week. Use that. You get a discount, and you get your razors in your mail every month. That's a lot of commercials, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? Fuck, if you didn't like it, tell your friends anyway, because chances are one of them is going to. Just because they're friends doesn't mean they're going to agree with your opinion.
So I said, tell your friends. If you didn't like me, tell your enemies. Same thing.
Who gives a shit either way? Any press is good press.
So anyway, for A Little Punch Drunk, once again, I am Rambo, and joining me online we have...
Cameron Reedy.
And where can they find you one last time?
Reedy26 Reedy on Twitter. It's READEY 26 Reedy again. Reedy26@gmail.com or facebook.com/stories in a nutshell.
So again, a little punch drunk. Rock on. And that is it for the actual recording. We still have a little bit of live time. Anything else you'd like to say, sir, to the live viewers?
Oh wow, the show's I didn't even realize that. You only record what, like an hour and a half?
I record till it feels like it should end.
Oh,
I went through my stuff. I didn't prepare enough, so it was an hour and a half show instead of a 2-hour show. That's on me.
Hey, whatever, man. I also didn't have the friggin', 5-minute set on the spot that you asked me to do, but I don't really like doing that on podcasts. I don't mind being put on the spot. That's what a podcast and a stage is being put on the spot. But I don't do sets on podcasts. I like to tell jokes, for sure, but I don't do like a series of, like I would on stage.
If I was angry at you, you would know it. You're good, dude.
Oh, I know.
Everything is golden. It was just, did you want to say anything else to the viewers? Because we have a few that didn't have the goddamn balls to chat. I'm looking at you. I see 8 IP addresses still here.
What, they didn't have the balls to actually say anything or call?
Well, I had a lot more, but now, after I said the show ended, I still have 8 people still watching. So.
Oh, hanging around for the late show. All right.
Give them your final thoughts.
Oh, fuck, man. I don't have final thoughts. I try not to pay attention to anything that goes on in my head because I'm scared of it.
You should have just ended it with, oh, fuck, man. I don't know. Cock. Anything. Whatever your final thought is, just give it to him.
Pussy feathers. There you go.
For the Little Punch Drunk, I'm Rambo. He's, I mean, do you want me to call you Cameron? Do you want to call me Reedy? Do you want me to call you Creedy? What do you want me to call you?
You know what, call me whatever your heart desires, man. I've heard it all.
So, for Little Punch Drunk, I'm Rambo, and he is call me whatever you want. I've heard it all. No, I'm not doing hold that thing. This jackass, Cameron Reedy, has been here. Go and check him out. Other than that, I'm Rambo. Rock on.